Hey guys, how's it going? It's Spikes. I'm back again with another video. Today we're going to be doing the Rise to King of Games, and this is episode 3. So this is climbing from Platinum through to King of Games. And guys, I finally did it. Finally got King of Games. Unfortunately, I didn't know this. King of Games in the World Championships doesn't give you the emblem, so that's a shame. But I mean, I'll get that emblem for getting to the World Championships. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really looking forward to that now. I'm really excited to actually made it. And I'm going to be showing you the deck that I used to make it. I mean, I changed between 3-star demotion. Once I got platinum, I got my second champion's vigilance, so that made it a little bit more consistent. Tried that, tried harpies. I tried tons of decks, guys, but this one seemed to be the most consistent, getting all the wins I wanted to get, obviously. I managed to get 4 win streaks, I think about 5 times, guys. It's so frustrating. And it's what, for me, it kind of ruins PvP when you get to that fourth one and lose. You just feel like not playing anymore. And then you play, and then you make lots of mistakes, and you derank. And yeah. Anyway, I was playing late last night, so I didn't record this live because people were sleeping and they want to make any noise. Anyway, 2 spheres, 2 Yomi ships, 2 not econs. I do have 2 econs, but 2 cocoons, 1 cobra, 3 pandas, 2 bending lands, 3 Mask of the Curse, 2 whistles, and 1 windstorm. And this deck is really good. I'm going to show you my replays. I had tons and tons of replays saved over the platinum area, but obviously you can only save 5. I saved the last duel, which you guys are going to see. It's kind of shit. I was hoping my last duel would be like the best duel ever, but I got King of Games. I can't really complain. And there were some other duels that were really good. For some reason, the ones that I've saved, because I wanted to show you some fail ones as well. And I think most of these are fail. Not for me, for my opponent. Um, I I did fail, but nothing too bad. One thing I did, and I learned quite quickly, is do not put 2 Masks of the Curse into 1 character. They always seem to summon and then you're basically destroyed. Now this sounds really good. A Yomi ship, probably, and a Cobra Jar. Usually if I draw a Cobra Jar and a Cocoon, I always set the Cobra Jar first. It obviously depends on what's going on, which is what I did, yeah. And that way I can get a card on the field. Obviously if he summons another monster and then attacks in, I'm safe. And I also deal 500 damage. So that obviously kicks things off, that's really good. Going up against brothers, I thought this was going to be a 3-star demotion, and I can't remember if it is now, but I went up against a lot of Paradox brothers where they used restart, and I don't know if this is one of them. Anyway, I'm setting cards. Yomi ship, I've got one on the field. I think I put the other Yomi ship on the field as well. Let's find out. I get masks. I put the Econ on the field. I put Econ on the field so that if he does try to attack into my panda, he's dead. Attacked into his blue summoner, and obviously that'll do piercing damage. So that was really good. And I think I can remember how this game ends. I think he summons monsters. Not looking Dark Magician. So not looking too good for him, for me. And then he makes a misplay, and I make a good play. Obviously, I can't tell what card he has, but the chances are, if it's a 1 summon and it's in defense, it's going to be in a 3-star demotion. It's going to be a Blue Dragon Summoner, right? And that is usually the case, or a 4-star Ladybug. I've been seeing those in 3-star demotion decks for some reason. But we know that we know what card that is right now, and I think I just stall, just end my turn. He's got tons of life points. Obviously, when you're going up against a 3-star demotion deck, that's probably not the best thing to see. But I was feeling confident. I wasn't, I wasn't too worried. I don't really worry about the 3-star demotion decks because they are strong, but they're not super strong. He used Champion's Vigilance, and if I'm right, he uses all 3 of his Champion Vigilance during this duel. I'm pretty sure the one he's got face down at the moment is a Champion's. Yep, yeah, it is. So I used my mask. I thought that would be a great way to stall there, and that was probably the right thing. Obviously, if he draws that spell card that destroys all your back row, that would be a bit of an issue. But um, yeah, I put my other Yomi ship on the field as well. So I knew that there was a high chance that he was going to attack into one of these. And the next turn, he summons Legion of the Fiend and then summons his not Harpy's Girl, Dark Magician Girl, and then destroys one of my Yomi ships. Now, I think I would have preferred at the time to, if he destroyed my Serpent, my Poisonous Stake token, or the one before, Cobra Jar, and then attacked into my Yomi ships. That way he would have had no monsters on. But Burning Lands and I suppose 500 damage as well. It all seems to work out. Now, obviously, when you're doing this, you have to be really careful because I've got less life points than him. But he used his 3-star demotion, and I wasn't too sure that was the right move. He attacks into my Cobra, uses a sphere, and then he decides to attack in again. So this is obviously just stalling over here. Just try to make sure he doesn't get over my 2000, because if he gets over that, I wouldn't be looking too good. I decided here to summon a Panda, because I knew I could get over his Dark Magician Girl. And I think that was the right move to do. I mean, I would take damage, but I wouldn't take a ridiculous amount. And he put a card on the field that gave me more attack, so I don't think that was a good thing on his hand. This is where he made the misplay. So I played really well, played Whistle because he had 2 cards on the field, and then got Champion's Vigilance. So I was a bit unlucky with that, but you'll see with the next card that he would have drawn because of using his Blue Summoner. But that face down card is Blue Summoner, which is what I thought it was. And I attacked into it, and it was game basically, because I've got Burning Lands. He's dead now, right? So he summons a card, and he's got Parasite the next draw. That would have been amazing. But yeah, that was really, really good. Really enjoyed that duel. Misplay from him. He should not have set that card, but that's how it goes. If he not set that card, he would have possibly been able to win. I've been seeing a lot of macro decks in Platinum. They're not the strongest decks and not the most consistent with using little star fish thing. Which gives them all 500 attack. It's really, really good. I like it. So 3 stars. Summon your the Hammer Shark, and then use its skill to draw some summon 3-star monsters. There's Needlefish and all those sorts of things. So there's a lot of good cards. Yomi Ship comes in clutch, if I remember right, because obviously he gives me extra attack. But I mean, he gives me extra attack as in he's put his starfish thing on the field. Oh yeah, Parasite did the whistle straight away, so that was going to be 1000 damage off the bat. Put Yomi Ship on. Is that Econ, I believe? See, there we go, we got that Econ, and he decided to attack. I think this was really, I don't know why you'd want attacking with a 1000 monster, but he did, and he took 550 damage, because he's got 1050, but I think that was a big misplay from him. And then I think I played quite smart. Cobra on the Cobra Jar for stalling. Yomi Ship, because if he attacks into my Yomi Ship, he's going to destroy one of his monsters, and I'm going to deal 450 as well. So that's even more damage I've done to him. He's got 2000 life points left. Things are looking really good for me. I really like this, and I think it's what got me the victory. So he decided to use his Ryoku, which I thought was a bit strange, to put on Parasite, because I thought he was going to put it onto his Piercing Moray, but clearly not. Because if he'd done that, because I believe this has Piercing, fully Piercing about to your opponent, which would have been really good for him if he used it against my Cobra Jar there. The first one that has, I think it's got 800 defense, would have done tons of damage, but obviously not what he decided to do. So I got Cobra Jar, and I've got a Cocoon of Evolution, attacked in with my Cobra Jar to do some extra damage, because I knew if he attacked in, I would take damage, but he'd also take 500. So I thought that was a good trade-off. And he got Yomi Ship. Now this is where he made the biggest misplay, because he's only got less than 1,000 life points now, and he attacks in with Yomi Ship. Surely he must not have played against tons of Weevil decks, but most people know not to attack in. And anyway, that's how I won that one. He basically destroyed himself. We'll move to my Harpies. I've learned a lot with playing against Harpies because I use Harpies a lot, so I know how it works. But Weevil didn't really. I beat Weevil a lot when playing Harpies, but I think I wouldn't say I can't guarantee you win obviously against Harpies, but I've thought of ways to increase my chances of winning. Obviously, trying to get that burning land onto the field as quickly as possible is probably the best thing you could do. So I decided to set Cocoon, hope he attacks into it. The only issue with Harpies is that if he does attack into, obviously 100 is not great, he can then econ it and then attack straight in and do tons and tons of damage. So I put Yomi Ship on, and I can't remember what he does. I think he destroys his own card. I remember what it was, yep. But I've got 2 spheres in my hand and an econ, so I was quite safe. The reason I obviously didn't put econ onto the field was because he would probably destroy it. You need to keep these things in mind. With 2 spheres in my hand, I felt really safe. And now he's going to have to do it again, because he's summoned another one. He's going to have to destroy another one of his cards. So he's destroying his own resources, which to me is not the best thing. So I let him attack into my Yomi Ship with his strongest monster, and obviously get destroyed. No ways I'm going to take 3,300 damage, so I flip that. Now when you use his rising card, I forget what it's called, he has to remove a card from his hand. So he's kind of wasting his resources. I decided to attack into that card because it would decrease his monster's attack, which obviously would be a lot of trouble. So it's always good to do that. He used a Shard of Greed, which I thought was really strange. I think I used Fear. Yeah, I used it. And then, do I get lucky? Yeah, I got lucky. Now, the issue with this is if he drew Auto Charge in the next turn, which is possible, he could just use that. If that was me, that's what I'd do. But he didn't. He tried to use his Bird Face. Bird Face is probably the card you want to put your Mask of the Curse onto, because it will do. It's less likely to get destroyed. So if you do that, but obviously he won't use all the charge. He can't use all the charge. And if you have all your cards face down, he can't then use econ. But obviously I've got a card face up, so that wouldn't be the case. He's got low attack, or low defense with this, so I felt quite safe. And Parasite straight away, that's 1,000. Feeling really, really safe. At 2,300, he attacked into me. I'm not too sure what that was about. He possibly wanted a Harpy, but he basically finished himself off. Because that's 1,500 damage I can do to him now. So I decided to summon my other panda because I wanted to be able to get guarantees I was going to get that attack in. Because if he has a sphere in his hand, then he could negate my attack. But I didn't do that, and I won. Really, really good. Really happy with that duel. We're getting closer. The last duel is really, really quick. I can't remember Joe Wheeler. Can't remember what this one was. It might have been a last gamble. I did go up against a lot of the coin toss one where it guarantees if you're under 1,000. That one's actually really, really annoying. I lost to that a couple of times, not always. Last gamble is probably the worst one for. I say worst one. Tia Burns the worst one to match up against. Oh yeah, that's why I recorded this one. He top decked Parasite, which for him is really bad. So I decided to go with Burning Lands times 2. That's 1,000. Not the best thing to do, but I just decided to go for it. Obviously, can't put a Mask of the Curse onto his card, but check this out. He has another double top decked. What is the chance of that? That's pretty amazing. I don't think he actually gets it off, but yeah, that's 2,000 he's got. I thought he was going to go last gamble, but then he decided to go with a storm and destroy one of my cards. But I still had another one left. Now, did I mask my own parasite? Usually I don't do that, but I didn't. I just go for full game. It was that easy. That was really, really easy. There was nothing to do. Panda came in clutch. Parasite came in clutch, big time. I knew that if I attacked in with the parasite into the parasite, I was going to be drawing another parasite. Or he would be drawing another parasite, which would then do another 1,000 damage. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. That's probably one of the best duels you can have when you've got one of those and it just everything goes your way. Weaver Underwood versus Seto Kaiba. So this was the last duel to get King of Games, and like I said at the beginning, it was a bit upsetting because it wasn't the most interesting one. I'm not too sure why he left. I think he left a bit early, but yeah, he just gave up. I think he knew what was coming up because I did start off really well. The best you can do. I said the best. The one before was probably the best you can do to start off with, but this one started off just as well. So Parasite, he drew I think 3 cards and top decked one of them. This is on the last duel. Do you know how happy that made me straight away with the Panda in hand? You know you can summon the Panda, have 1,800 attack if he summons another monster. But I decided to go with Yomi Ship just in case he summons a monster. That would just protect me a little bit more. But that's 1,000 damage taken right there. I don't think he has the best cards in hand, which is one of the reasons why he just gave up. Put another Yomi Ship on because if he attacks into me, he's dead. Now, as you can see, I used the mask on him and he gave up. Like I said, really, really early, he still had enough life points. And I don't think he could have, I think he could have come back from that, but I'm not going to complain, guys. That's how I got to King of Games. I'm really, really happy. And I'm excited to see what the rest of the event's going to be like. And if you guys are wondering what I'm going to choose for my rewards, I think I might choose another Champion's Vigilance. I still have about 500 keys to farm against Kaiba, so I'll do that first. I want to do a video doing that, so I've saved a few just in case. I haven't lost many, but I'll do that anyway. So if I don't get Champion's Vigilance when I farm, I'll grab that, and that'll be my third one. And then I think what I'll do is I'll grab Big Shield Gardener because I haven't got one. Yeah, I mean it depends. If it's prismatic, then I think I might change what I've said there completely, because if it's prismatic, I might choose a prismatic union attack. I think that would probably be the best option. I mean, I've got 3, but as far as farming goes, having a prismatic union attack is probably the best thing you can have. We'll see, because obviously Yu-Gi mode's coming up as well. Yeah, Big Shield Gardener though. I think that's definitely the one to go for there. For me, because I haven't got it. I want to add that to my collection. It'd be very good in tier burn. I'm not too sure I like using tier burn, but it has come in clutch every now and again. If you saw, I think it was my gold video, I used tier burn in there and I got a first hand draw win. It was amazing feeling, but not amazing when you just don't draw the right cards. Anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of that video. You will see more King of Games in the future. I'll probably do some videos of Rising in the next phase. I don't know what it's called. I haven't really looked into it really. So yeah, guys, if you want to see more content, subscribe. And if you really enjoyed that video, hit that like button. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys soon. That's Spikes out.